Los Angeles Clippers. Pleasant good evening, everyone. Kevin Harlan with the Hall of Famer Reggie Miller, and Allie LaForce is on our sideline tonight. Reg, we said it the other night for Detroit and Milwaukee, a closeout game amongst the most difficult to win in the NBA.
Absolutely. So let's recap the last 48 hours. Giannis Antetokounmpo goes off for a career-high 41 points in Game 4, sweeping the Pistons with unbelievable moves like that. Damian Lillard, the shot heard around the world, drops 50 and eliminating the Thunder, yelling, baby, bye, bye, bye to OKC. So if you're James Harden, you're sitting back saying, wait a minute, I'm the reigning league's MVP and in line to pick up my second. Let me go out here and recapture the headlines, Kevin.
Your top scorer in the regular season, James Harden. As we take a look now at tonight's starting lineup presented by Mountain Dew. Joe Ingles has struggled in this series. Crowder was big in the first half in Game 4. Gobert, Mitchell had 31, led the way for the Jazz, and Ricky Rubio had a double-double in the last game. Eric Gordon has had a good shooting series, and Tucker has played well and scored well. Capella battling a virus. Harden is doing all the things he's always done, scoring a little bit less than the regular season. Chris Paul coming off a historic game. Our officials tonight with a good crew: Ed Malloy, Sean Wright, Rodney Mott. Utah finishing the regular season 50-32. Rockets were 53-29. Houston has it. It's Game 5 with Houston leading this series 3-1. Quickly, Chris Paul with Gobert in the vicinity.
Mike D'Antoni wants to see the intensity rise for the Houston Rockets. He felt up 3-0 in Game 4 in Utah. The intensity wasn't there at both ends of the floor.
Here's Ricky Rubio, 18 points and 11 assists in Game 4. Harden the other way. He's averaging about 8 points less in the playoffs than the regular season Tucker 3.
And that's the 3 you're going to see throughout this game. Coach Quinn Snyder said they're going to concede P.J. Tucker's corner threes to try to take away that penetration and those shots from James Harden.
Here's Donovan Mitchell, caught fire in the fourth quarter in Game 4. Crowder was terrific with 18 points in the first half, and that led the way. He finished with 24. The other way comes the swerving Harden. Brad's ready just to see just how he plays. He turns it over right there. He had 8 turnovers of the 16 the Rockets committed a couple nights ago.
And as you see this, you see the unique way that the Jazz are playing them. They're going to crowd that left side there as Tucker knocks down his first 3 of the evening. And they're going to force, obviously, James Harden to be a driver and use those teardrops and those floaters.
Rubio inside to Gobert, but he pushed off and down went Paul, and that's a foul called on the reigning Defensive Player of the Year, Rudy Gobert, #1.
And Kevin, he didn't have to. He had Chris Paul underneath his knees. Just jump up and go get the basketball.
In Game 4, Utah won at 107-91. They shot better, about 8% better from the floor than Houston did, plus 30 points in the paint. Their bench was 14 points better. Here is a 3. And Eric Gordon, who continues to play well, hits that triple. And just like that, the Rockets on top, 8-0. Utah takes time.
Welcome back to Houston, where the Rockets have an early 8-0 lead over the Utah Jazz. Just 2 years ago, Donovan Mitchell was just a fan of the NBA. He was unsure if he should declare for the NBA draft, despite what his agents and his friends told him. But there was one voice who convinced him to do so. That voice happens to be future Hall of Famer and current Rocket Chris Paul. The two worked out together, and Chris Paul looked at him and said, "What are you waiting for?" He then became a mentor to him and even a big brother. But the best part of all, Kevin and Reggie, is I talked to Donovan today, and he said, "I have not shaken his hand. I have not looked him in the eye or spoken to him since this series started. It is all about business once that ball is tipped."
He's got it right now, Allie, but it was picked up. He was in a straight jacket. It's off to Harden, knocked away by Ingles, who has struggled in this series, and here comes Ricky Rubio. Go ahead.
The last thing the Jazz want to do is turn the basketball over, and that's got to be a welcome sight for the Jazz and Quinn Snyder. Get Joe Ingles going offensively, who has really struggled in this series.
Here comes Chris Paul, and historic numbers in game 4. Harden will drive and scoop it inside, and Capella, who is struggling with his health, was pushed in there and fouled. Rubio will pick up number 1 for Utah.
Here's this breakaway for Harden, who just really took his eye off the ball. Yeah, just lost it.
So here Reg is Capella at the free throw line, and Clint Capella in games 1 through 3 was about what we normally see, 11 points and 12 rebounds. And in game 4, struggling with 2 different viruses, which is, I mean, he's really getting hit. Only 4 points and 7 rebounds a couple nights ago.
Well, first of all, I didn't know you could have 2 different viruses at one time.
You know what? I didn't
Usually
either, to be quite honest.
You have a virus, you have a virus. I didn't know you could have 2 different viruses.
But he did. He did. Yeah.
And it affected him.
Mitchell driving and to the rack aggressively. Gobert can't slam it. Shoved on the play while airborne and fouled.
I believe Capella's going to pick up that foul.
4 Rockets starters have scored, all but Harden have put points in. Clint Capella will pick up number 1. And Gobert will be at the free throw line. And in this series, Gobert has gone 15 of 19 from the stripe. Regular season, 63% free throw shooter. Tonight from Houston, Texas, the NBA playoffs on TNT are brought to you by Tissot, the official timekeeper of the NBA, and by Auto Trader, by Faster. Gobert actually said a lot of the fourth quarter because Derek Favors was having more success while on the floor for Utah against the Rockets.
Smaller lineup, and if you're Quinn Snyder trying to find a unit that can kind of combat this Rockets offense, as rookie Rubio almost comes up with the steal. But Favors has been active at both ends of the floor, not only for his defense, but offensively he's a little bit better than Gobert in those pick and roll situations.
And he started the first 2 games, but he's come off the bench in the last 2, Reg, and he'll come off the bench tonight.
And his numbers haven't changed.
With a floater inside, Harden couldn't get it. Here comes Rubio trying to thread the pass. It's off the knee, and the ricochet. It's picked up by Chris Paul. Harden 3. Rebound Capella. Another possession. Offensive rebound used for the Jazz in their fourth quarter with another floater inside by Harden. It is no good. He's missed 2 in a row on the doorstep.
And the analytics say that is his worst shot. So they're going to force James Harden into that floater situation.
Good point.
They don't want the step back threes and put him on the foul line. Quinn Snyder wants to keep him under 10 free throw attempts.
Shot clock at 6. Using the glass, Gobert. And here come the Rockets with Harden 0-3 and a couple turnovers. Now Paul in control, right by Crowder, kicks it outside. Tucker triple. Rebound Capella. Second offensive rebound for Clint. Bounced away. The aggressive moves by Mitchell. Well, we were just talking about the friendship with these two. It's a half-court 3 by Paul because the ball never hit the rim and reset on the shot clock. And Houston, who began 3 of 3, now 0 of 5 since.
And back-to-back floaters here by James Harden comes up a little bit short over the outstretched hands of the reigning defensive player of the year in Rudy Gobert.
In the 2 games played here, as you take a look at the numbers for Harden already, in the 2 games played here, Houston has outscored Utah by 52 points in games 1 and 2. Mitchell on the move with his floater finding the nylon, and he gets 2 right there.
Good patience there by Mitchell, especially with a pretty good defender and Gordon guarding him.
Screen by Gordon. Here comes Harden off the outstretched arm of Ingles, who's put his fingerprints on this one early. Mitchell, Crowder thinking 3, driving inside, lost the ball on a dribble again. Vacuumed in by Chris Paul. Harden up high.